I was abused and molested. My sister was as well. We didn't know that it was happening to each other until we decided to tell our mom, who was in Virginia, where we were in Washington State at 14 years old. Way back, watching the television programs of Miss America and Miss USA, I was just enthralled, just watching. I just thought, how beautiful, how majestic. If any of you know anything about the Miss pageant system, or would like to know, if you are married or pregnant, you cannot compete. Well, fast forward to 17, I got pregnant with my first child, so that left me out. I never knew that I would ever be good enough, because who would put anything into someone, any worth into someone that had been abused or molested, because obviously they weren't worth much to have done something like that too, or at least that was my mindset at the time. So at 18, I had my first child. At 19, I became pregnant again. So by the age of 20, my then boyfriend and I were a full-fledged family while still kids essentially ourselves. We didn't have 2 dimes to rub together, but we were gonna make it on love, honey. We just knew that we could do it on what we had. How many of you know that doesn't always work out? So we knew that we were not going to give up, that we wanted to make a difference. We wanted to have something to show for our lives, not just some knocked up teens that had 2 kids early. So that's where, in part, my Dare to Be Me Youth Empowerment program came from. So if you would like to follow my journey on Facebook, it's under Dare to Be Me Youth Empowerment. Dare to Be Me Youth Empowerment. I'm also on Instagram. I'm not real good with that, I guess, according to my kids. Moms are on Facebook and the rest of us are on Instagram. So anyways, I'm on Instagram under official Kelly H. H is in Hazer Pickens, official Kelly H. Pickens, if you'd like to follow me there as well. I say that I've gone from tragedy to triumph because having been molested as a child puts a stigma in the back of your head that a lot of you may know this, that you don't amount to much. I am not where I want to be. I am still growing. I am no better than anybody in this room. So when they chose me as Miss Universe, I was extremely excited and in shock. Let me tell you a little bit about this title. So if you know anything about pageantry, Miss America and Miss USA are two totally different pageants. So growing up, I always thought it was the same. I didn't know it was owned by 2 different people, 2 different organizations. So when I competed for this title, I was competing for what I thought was Mrs. USA, which was under the umbrella. The Miss Universe pageant has been around for over 20 years. This is under the umbrella. So you have the Miss, the Mrs., and the Ms. When I competed against all of those, from the younger up to the older. Married, single, widowed, and divorced, depending on which category you fell into. The first name that they called was the woman of inspiration. So as I'm standing there, it wasn't me. As I'm standing there, I'm waiting and I'm just, don't call my name, don't call my name, don't call my name. So they said, okay, so we're gonna get right to this. The person who, they did call top 5, which would have been much better to know whether you were in the top 5, so they didn't. They said the first name we're gonna call is the person that has won the entire pageant. They've got the highest score out of all the divisions, and the winner is, don't call my name, I'm not paying attention. All I'm thinking is, don't call my name, I don't want to be 5th runner-up, 4th runner-up. Florida. Oh, hey, that's me. So as I walk forward, I'm totally in shock. Because there were so many women there that I felt like were so accomplished and had just done so much in their life. You had to do a personal interview, which is a speaking platform. You had to speak in front of everyone for 5 minutes. I was not as much of a rambler, thank God, I guess, because I guess that's what helped me win. Evening gown and swimsuit. So I have children. So getting back in shape at my age was not as easy as it had been at one time. I've never been overweight, I've never been totally just out there, but I was out of shape. So I did have to get myself together to be able to do that. So when they called my name, I was really shocked. I would have went, if I had been a point or two under, I would have went on to compete in Seoul, South Korea next month for Mrs. Universe. My first runner-up has now gotten that opportunity because being that I had the highest score, that elevated me to the men's title, and that's where the confusion with some people comes in. So I'm Miss Universe. So I'm excited, I'm happy. It gives me a bigger platform to be able to talk to women and say, hey, you know what, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you were abused, you were molested, you just have, everybody has a story. But it's what you do with that story, and that's what helped me. I took my story and I said, you know what, there are women out there are children out there are people out there that need to know what I've gone through in order to help them. I was asked to speak on TBN, the Trinity Broadcasting Network, and my sister was excited for me. This was a sister that was also molested. Oh my goodness, you're gonna be on this, and I'm so happy, I'm so proud. So anyway, she's listening as it's broadcast, and she calls me in tears, and she's just furious. She's like, how could you? I didn't know that's what you were talking on. How could you tell people that we were molested? How could you do that? And I said, you know what, Christine? I said, after I was done, the phone lines lit up of women who had gone through the same thing, who felt like if I was able to go on TV and tell of my story, that they could talk and call for prayer and truly encourage each and every one of you. You're never too old to reach your goals. I was one of the oldest in the pageant. You're never too old to try everything. Sometimes we get stuck in our ways and we say, you know, I can't do this or I can't do that. For me, getting on stage, I love talking to people, but to get on stage in a bikini and to walk on a stage in front of people is a totally different animal. No matter if you've been small or your wife or not, you want to look right. So take the time to really think, what can I do? It doesn't have to be a year from now, it can be right now. What is the little things that I can do, the little steps that I can take, the things that I want to do, I don't feel like I can do, but I know if I take a little step towards it, one step builds upon another and you can get there. Don't allow the things that have held you back your entire life to continue to hold you back for the rest of your life. You have a future, you have a purpose in this life, you have a meaning for being here. Everybody has a meaning for being here. I wondered my entire life, what is a worthless, abused, molested girl going to do or can say to somebody else? But it's to bring somebody else through that's been through what you've been through. Only you can reach certain people. I'll say that again. Only you can reach certain people. There's only things in your life that you have gone through that can reach the people that other people can't. So it doesn't matter if you're a beauty queen or if you're not a beauty queen, that doesn't matter. What matters is if you have the heart. If you take inside and internally and say to yourself, what can I do to make a difference? My sister's gone now, my mom that raised me is gone now, they both died of breast cancer. My brother, who's a year and a half older than me, died last year of liver cancer, liver failure. Wow. It's just me and my dad left. And I started to get so sad thinking, why me? Why am I even still here? What purpose do I have? But there's people that I have to reach. It's not about me. It's not about this. It's not about how I look. It's about who I can touch and who I can bring. Sorry, I miss them so much. It's who I can bring along or bring up to help. People say, oh, you're so pretty. I don't feel like that. Personally, I feel like I look okay. But I don't feel like that. But it's not about this. It's about what's inside. Never let anybody tell you that you are not good enough. Never let anybody tell you that you can't accomplish the goals that you have. I decided one day, it was the Lord that helped me. Whether it's the Lord, whether it's, good karma, however you want to call it. Don't allow things to hold you back. Because there's so much negativity in our lives. There's so many things that come at us, especially as women, each and every day, that we have to shove them back. We have to shove them aside. We have to say, you know what? I know there's more for me out here. I know God has a plan. I know the universe has a plan. I know there's something that I can do to change the life of somebody. I'm not going to let this hold me back. I'm going to push back the negativity. I'm going to push back the things that have held me back for so long.